that'll do.
So anyways, I was saying, finding an apartment is like buying a PS5. They're pretty much directly similar.
They're the same in the sense that you should kill yourself instead of attempting either.
Correct. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you should just completely give up on life before doing either of those things.
I have never been through such a goddamn rigorous process to get on a fucking lease for an apartment in my fucking life. Trish is like, oh, but you've just got a room before. You've never been on a lease for an apartment, a whole apartment. You've never been on a lease for a whole apartment. And it's like, wow, it's such a huge fucking difference. I'm going to be paying 1,000 versus 800. Whoa, what a crazy gap in responsibility and severity. It's like
big baller brand.
It's the same shit. They're like, we need your bank statements. We need your blah, blah, blah. We need your this and that. We need your... And it's like, bro, there's 1,000 people that want this place. If I stop paying halfway through, you could fill someone in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Why do you need to be sure I can pay the entire fucking year? By the way, I can. My credit's good. My income's right. Everything's fucking right. But it's like, no, actually, we need a letter of recommendation from the dean of apartments. It's like, for Christ's sake. I wrote a joke that it's like, it's literally easier and requires less credibility to get the office of the president of the United States than it is to fucking get an apartment in New York.
We need a haiku from your high school English teacher that perfectly exemplifies why you deserve this apartment.
Literally. I'm like, dude. And they're like calling me this morning, like, actually, we need your savings account. We need to see all the savings you have. You need to put your savings in there. I'm like,
we need to know that it could possibly be ours.
What if I didn't have savings? What if I just got you the money when I got it? What if I paid your rent? Like, I can show you. Like, I've showed them that I've paid rent in New York since 2018. Every day of my fucking life. Every month of my fucking life since 2018, I've paid rent on time in New York. And they're like, I don't know.
I don't know about
this. Plus good credit, plus income. I don't know. I need to see thousands of dollars. It's like, how about you fucking kill me instead?
Because if you fall through, we're never going to get this place filled.
Yeah, we'll never... Yeah.
We will never find a fucking rich kid transplant to take this apartment. Ever. For
we'll
double what we're even charging you for.
We'll make slightly less profit on our just passive income. Oh, no.
Where is this place?
God. We need your money so we can do nothing to it.
It's in a great location. I don't really want to jinx it because I don't think I'm going to get it.
Yeah, don't dox yourself.
It's like I do think I'm going to get it, but I don't think I'm going to get it. It's like,
gotta prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
I'm like, my information is solid. I have a great looking application, but I don't know, all this ticky-tacky shit. Plus, it's really dope. It's 6 rooms.
Oh my god.
It's 1,000 square feet.
Hot damn.
If I get it, this shit's going to be like the new... It's going to be the Woke and Boke headquarters, I'll tell you that.
Wait. You said Trish was like, this is a whole apartment, and you're saying it's 1,000 for the whole apartment, and it's a 6-bedroom? Or
no, it's not. No, Tony.
Okay, yeah, you're just paying for 1 bedroom still in a 6-bedroom apartment.
No. There's a no. It's a whole It's a whole unit that Trish and I are going to be living in. There is 1 bedroom. There just happens to be 6 rooms.
Oh, okay.
It's 1,000 square feet.
6 bedroom. Got you. Okay.
Baller. I gotta upload this document right now. So, how was your guys' weeks?
Well, how was your week, Max? Mine was pretty uneventful as per usual.
Fucking samesies, dude. I've just been working my balls and nuts off. Fucking thinking about, dude, the show. That happened last week, didn't it? Yeah. Because that was the day that we recorded. Bro. Yeah, the Fever Dream show. Dude, that was probably like one of my favorite. That was easily like in my top 5.
Circle
Like,
Pit, Wall of
Yeah.
Death, crowd surfing. Were all of these there?
none of that shit. I mean,
Oh.
none of the classics, but just people fighting each other essentially.
Oh, that's okay.
just
Makes up
just
for it.
fists being thrown.
Yeah. Very tight.
Fist being
And that's
wow.
we did about 100 people. Fucking packed the fuck out.
Damn. It's
Quick
hardcore.
3-band ripper. It was like really fast show. How I like it. Paid for our shirts. Fucking sold a bunch of shirts. Got a show next month. That shit was fun.
Paid
That
for
shit
your
was
shirts,
really
as
cool.
in like what you sold
People
has
sang
paid for
along.
the cost of them, and now everything else is profit on that.
No, what we made at the door paid for our shirts.
Oh, nice. Okay. Who were the other bands there?
Life Sucks from here
yeah.
and Cavill from Springfield. Cavil. They both rip.
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Yeah, but with one L.
Huh. Interesting name for a band.
Yeah, I don't know where they got it from. But the funny thing is that
Might be
band.
Henry Cavill. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is we're Henry Cavill. No, but their vocalist was supposed to be our vocalist initially.
Oh,
But then some shit went down. It was just like a logistical problem because he lives in Springfield. So we just didn't really want to mess with that. And he
it's a
was
logistical
busy with
problem.
another
He
band.
hates us. No, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, logistically, fuck him. No, I'm just kidding. But speaking of Henry Cavill, have you heard of this show fucking called You?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this messy, just like trash show. That
That's
I
what the
couldn't-
vibe I got.
Yeah, with like, and the dude is like budget Henry Cavill. And
Yeah. Skinnier.
I don't know, I just couldn't look away. Like I watched the first season and I was like, this is just garbage, but I can't not watch it.
First and second season had some meme traction, but yeah.
Hey,
I just
Tony,
never,
shut the fuck up real quick. 1 second. I wanted to say something,
sure.
and then I also wanted to say another thing. The first thing I wanted to
for
say
it.
is my girlfriend's texting me, and I'm like, what is this about? What is this about? Because it's apartment hunting, and it's like, oh, on some totally just normal, casual, fun shit. And I was like, I had to call her because I was just watching the bubbles, and I'm like, this
What do you
girl's
say?
the slowest texter of all time. But no, she asked me to go do something. But I also fucking forgot something.
Oh no.
Say it ain't so,
Oh no.
dude.
You forgot.
Say it ain't so.
He forgot.
Can you believe?
I forgot
this
to
guy?
introduce the podcast.
Oh no. He forgot the
Snap.
podcast.
By the way, I'm good now. I've submitted all that stuff, so we're
Oh, thank you.
Sick. Let's go.
Rolling,
now we're
rolling.
firing.
Fucking.
Now we're shitting
Listen,
and farting.
ladies and gentlemen, it is a lovely, lovely, lovely Monday, October 25th, 2021. Welcome to another episode of Woke and Boke. Episode 108 to be exactamundo. I am your host,
Yes.
Connor Boyd, joined as always by my best friends from the great gateway to the West, St. Louis, Missouri. We have first and foremost Max Sanza on the show. Max, how the fuck are you? What were you just regaling the audience with your tales of live sound when I was
Yes.
gotcha.
Tales of live music performance.
Tales of live Sonia.
Tales of live drumia.
Right.
That's
Tales
dope.
of performia.
He took the fuzz condom off of the shore mic. That means he's getting real.
It's so I can do this. And really,
So I
really
can jerk it off.
really just let the audience know what fucking time it is.
We're also joined here today by another man. The man with the haircut, the man with the glasses, the man with the headphones, the man with Rick and Morty playing on his television, the man with a flat bill for every team and hobby he's interested in. And an actual plaque of Kurt Warner in a room that he plans to have sex with women in.
Signed by Kurt. Actually,
Signed by Kurt. Yeah, that's from Kurt Warner. He and I smoked the finest herbs in the South Farlings. Tony Harrow is on the show today. Tony, welcome.
How are you?
I am stressed out but happy.
Yes.
That's really the answer. How are you?
I'm doing rather well, to be honest.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Glad to hear it.
Oh, don't get too honest.
Me your money and now I feel faded.
Don't get too excited now.
I mean,
I gotta say, that guy who's like, dude, I don't feel faded. It's like, why would he pop a Molly and not feel faded?
well, like bragging that he doesn't even get faded off
That
of a
one
Molly.
doesn't, I guess, but like,
But that's not a flex. That's like you have brain damage or something.
You
Right,
have
and
a drug problem.
You,
and
you
I'll-
have multiple sclerosis. Or
and to
something
go
like
after
that.
someone for being like, dude, it's obviously I don't feel faded, and to be so confident, to just have the gusto to just come at you like you don't know what the lyrics are, it upset me, ruined my day, to be honest. Rest of the day, I was like,
You know what's funny?
not cool.
I saw that comment like when I was looking at the comments a while back, and I forgot about it. And then I was listening to that song, and I was like, let me look up the lyrics to see if that's true. And they were wrong, and I'm like, wow. Now I said it wrong because it's. I thought it was pop me a Molly, and now I'm so faded, but it's and now I am faded, or
No, I feel faded.
now I feel faded.
Yeah.
Pop me a Molly, and now I'm faded. That's
to be
not
fair-
what it sounds like to me.
To be fair, and now I feel faded, and I don't feel faded. It's like almost the exact same like sound, but to come at
Pop
someone
me a
without,
Molly, and I don't feel faded. I
Yeah.
think that actually flows better. The I don't feel faded one, but
hey, I'll be honest, I thought that's what it was for a little bit,
yeah.
but I did actually look up the lyrics, a long time ago, like close to when the album came out, and so I had known for a bit, but just be so, bold as to come at you like that.
Oh, so bold.
So
Guys, this
bold.
is one of the many recurring topics on the show. If you're a new listener, we talk about the album "Whole Lot of Red" by Playboy Cardi.
It's a whole lot of red podcast.
A creation myth of sonic aesthetics. That's one of the many recurring topics we have on the show. But listen, this is a show where three best bud pals suffer the horrible, just slave-like conditions of modern life for a week, and then we get together and we smoke weed and we talk about how our week was. Usually, it's regarding some form of media consumption or an inconvenience at a fast food drive-thru. Anything like that could be a topic for us to talk about. Movies, music, video game, manga, anime, whatever the fucking porn. That was last episode. Whatever you got, we'll chit and we'll chat about it. And listen, if you enjoy the vibe, you know what I mean? This episode's weird because I was kind of in the middle of shit at the beginning of it. But if you enjoy this vibe, and you are a listener on, let's say, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, where we're available on all those platforms, consider subscribing to the YouTube. There is a YouTube video version of this podcast, same audio, but with video, complimentary video accoutrement. Every week on Monday, uploads, same time, same channel. Usually 7 a.m. on Mondays if I'm doing my job. If I'm lagging behind, that's not the case. And we would really appreciate a sub. You can also join our Discord, which there is a link to that in the description as well. And on top of that, you can follow us on Twitter at Welcome Boke Pod or Instagram at Welcome Boke Podcast to get updates on the podcast every week. And we just welcome you to the show. We treat this, I call this a friendship podcast. Started out as a comedy podcast, then it became a stoner podcast. Then we had that weird period where it became a Muslim Islam podcast for a month or two.
That was a good.
And then now
run,
we're back.
man.
That was a good run.
That was a good run. I enjoyed
that. I missed the praying. But now we're here.
prayer.
Now we're here. I missed the routine it gave me. Now we're
inshallah,
here, and we have ended with being a friendship podcast, which is the genre I would prefer iTunes to categorize us at. But I don't think anyone has that. I think we're forerunners in that respect. So welcome, guys.
We're Chevy.
It's a podcast where it's real friends talking. I know not a lot of podcasts are like that. It's usually strange, anonymous people that don't know each other, that have no chemistry whatsoever. But us, we choose. We did that. We had the breakthrough idea of what if we had a podcast where friends talked.
What if we
Yeah.
became friends? We thought about that.
what if we made alliances?
What if we all gathered our friends and regaled them with tales of chastity and what it feels to be chaste
What,
in the 2021?
with Chaucer-like tales of frivolity and sexual misconduct.
We talk of chivalry and wonderful, goddamn, and oh my
Wonderful,
god, and regal
bitches.
things.
Regal things. But yeah, man, we're here, man. What do y'all want to get into? We could kind of kick it off with whatever, but I made a play this morning. Made a little play. I was up early. I was up about 7, and that's kind of my new arising time now. Get up early.
Same
And I
here.
watched Dune. Gave Dune a
Dude,
rip.
I was gonna say I went to
Dude.
see Dune last night.
You went to see
Fucking
it?
Went
god
to see
damn it!
Dune in IMAX.
Damn, look how we did Max. That was totally not planned at all, by the way.
Wait, is that on HBO Max?
It is, yeah.
It is, yeah.
Fuck me. All right, well, let's go. God damn.
Yeah.
We can pause. You can go watch it real quick. It's only like 3 hours.
Yeah, give me like 20 minutes. I'll
Yeah,
speed
everyone
run that.
pause the podcast right now. Okay, we're back. You've seen Dune. All right. You've seen Dune now. You've seen Dune.
Yeah, dude, the part where Jason Momoa shoved an entire banana up his ass was pretty nuts. That was wild.
There are no bananas that grow in Arrakis.
I totally I've been avoiding any sort of info about it as much as I can. Like the most I knew about it was that Zendaya was in it.
dad was rewatching the trailer.
I didn't know Jason Momoa was in it. I didn't know Bautista was in it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I knew Timothy Chalamet was in it, but I didn't know his name beforehand. I knew that kid though. I recognized
I'm just now. Oscar Isaac is in it. I was
Oscar
just,
Isaac. Right.
I didn't find out that all these fucking people were in this movie until Javier Bardem,
Yeah.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah,
Are
Josh
you fucking
Brolin.
kidding me?
Yeah, and who's
My name is
the
Javier Bardem.
the Baron or whatever he is, the guy that fucking has he gets really really tall.
Stalin Skarsgård.
Yeah, I was like, I know
it's got a Skarsy?
He doesn't get
Let's go,
tall.
Skarsgård.
He has like a spinal anti-grav tool that like lifts his whole body for
Yep.
him. And he wears
Yeah,
a long cloak.
But it looks like he's like a big snake or something, which is
Yeah.
sick.
It's
Big
so sick.
slithery snake.
I don't know. Can we? Do you not want any spoils, these Max, or like? Can we,
It won't.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
don't wreck that for me.
I won't spoil anything.
Yeah, I do want to talk a little bit
But
about.
even if you knew everything that happened, it doesn't really spoil it. It's like not a very like, whoa, I didn't expect that. It's pretty like,
Mhm.
I
it's
am
a pretty.
still trying to have a nice time at the movies.
You're gonna
Yeah,
go
of
see
course.
it in theaters.
I think I'm gonna go
I would
see it in
recommend.
theaters. Yeah.
It's honestly probably worth seeing in theaters, but I like seeing it on HBO because then I got the subtitles and I can really tell what the
Oh.
fuck everyone's saying. 'Cause-
There was definitely some dialogue. I just had no idea what was being said.
yeah, I had that shit on the whole time. I'm like, you're not about to like the Kerwish Hadisha,
Yeah.
you know, like the all the most important names in the story are like. Hapisha,
Right.
It's like something crazy.
And there's a lot of like
Um,
visions and stuff, and just like
Yeah.
ethereal shit happening.
And there's like in the subtitles, there was even people being like low suspenseful music, and I'm like, well, I can't hear any of that. It's like,
you can hear
I
it in the
can't- I
fucking
can't hear that shit at all.
IMAX. That shit is like
Wait,
that
so
shit
there
was
were
loud.
dunes in the movie though?
There were confirmed. Sand is in the film, confirmed.
Damn.
There's a part.
Sandy
There's
film.
there's a part at the end where I don't know if it was at the end, maybe in the middle, but a character's like, he didn't come here for money or for power. And then he says he came here for something else, but I thought he was going to be like, he didn't come here for money, for power. He came here for the Dune or something.
It came here to Dune. My name's Chris Dunez.
But
That was the thing I was thinking of. There's a guy in Ink Master named Chris Nunez who's like the Simon Cowell of the judges.
oh, very nice.
And I
Gotta have
just
one of
was
those.
making myself laugh saying Chris Dunez. Like, I think it's a really good film. I think it's got great line work. I think it's got really good shading. I think it's really strong. But real quick, before we really dive in, what I want to say, like in almost Tim Rogers style, which we'll get to later, The bottom line, I'd say, is that Villeneuve never makes a bad film and he never makes a great film. They're always just good.
Is that the
They're
director?
always-
'Cause I don't know his name. The director's
Yeah.
name. Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve.
Okay.
He's the guy who did Blade Runner 2049. He did
Wow. Okay. Of course.
Sicario. He did what else? Prisoners. Hold on.
I'll be right back.
Let me hold on, folks. I'm pulling this up. Don't you worry for a hot second. Yeah, he did, because some of the movies he's done have been really critically regarded. Yeah, he did Prisoners, he did Enemy, Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner, and Dune. And it's like those are all pretty solid movies. None of them to me are like great movies, but they're all good movies.
Mm-hmm. Enjoyable.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
And I would say
Fun
Dune
time.
is like really solidly cast. It's solidly acted. It's visually like organized and makes sense. The story makes sense. The world building makes sense. The performances are believable. The music is great. The atmosphere is really cool. But it
Very
just
sick.
doesn't reach this level where it's like
A timeless masterpiece.
you want to live in it. You want to be in it. Like how
Yeah.
most great sci-fi films are, like a Star Wars or Lord of the Rings, even though that's fantasy. But like fantasy films, you want to be in them. You want to like live in that world. It feels infinite. This one does feel like that to an extent, but it kind of feels a little like, Microsoft Studios-esque. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit
Hollywood.
it feels a little bit too like, I don't know, sci-fi art badass, like too smoothed out. I think that's the problem.
Too clean.
Some of these are too clean, too smoothed out. Yeah, because even when they're trying to make the framing look dirty and dusty,
Yeah.
it's still just like too perfect. I don't know.
A lot of
something
blues
about
and
it.
oranges kind of going on.
It's actually a really desaturated film, which
Really?
It's very bleak, dystopian
works
sci-fi.
for it. It works for it because that's Villeneuve's style. It's become more and more desaturated as time goes on.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
It
good.
works
That's
to a-
refreshing.
To a degree, it's better than the Snydery oversaturated bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it doesn't quite have the same like dissonance as like a Marvel color correction, where it's like a bright and colorful story, but there's like literally no contrast in the shot at all. Like
right.
that I don't get. It's not as graphic as it should be. It works for Villeneuve's. I'm probably mispronouncing his Villeneuve.
Maybe.
Villeneuve. It's probably
Vanilla
pronounced,
wafer.
but I'm just gonna say DV. I'm gonna call him DV. DV's
DV
films
art.
are typically on the more desaturated side, but that works for him. And yeah, I thought it was good.
It was definitely a better because like that Dune and Blade Runner 2049 are both in the sort of category of like
Lots
sci-fi,
of
which is what I would
lots
call
of
that.
helicopter shots of vast, sprawling, foggy temples and
Sick.
and it's very monk-like and
monolithic fucking
monastic
spaceship,
and
like
and spiritual.
mhm.
Yeah, it's very
A lot of
it's
religious-
very
tones to it, like people praying on like rosary looking things, and like they're dressed like what would you call them? I forget what Islamic women wear.
Hijab.
hijab.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah,
mean, you forgot when we had our whole Islam period. You forgot.
Seriously.
yeah, it's honestly pretty
show
shameful
off.
of me. No, yeah, there it was
Does it kind of
I
have
don't know,
like
it's a really
shadow?
trippy movie, like really trippy movie.
No, I think there's like I think the story borrows a lot from geopolitics and everything. But so like including that in this film is not really a decision by the people who made this film. It's kind of
Right.
source material, but yeah.
It feels like
Did it have,
a pretty grounded, like relatively grounded, like realistic take on what's like a sci-fi take on what it could be like in 10,000 years or whatever, or like 8,000 years, I guess, because it's all about spice, and that's like literally the most valuable thing in the universe because it's what is used to like make spaceships fly and shit. Like, so it's really just like, and there is like a supernatural element to it, I guess. or like a psychic element to it because they go into powers that people have. But I really just like it as like a sci-fi world, even more than like as far as like desert sci-fi. Like I think they do it way cooler than Star Wars has. Even like it feels less like toys and stuff like that. It feels like I don't know, like a realistic take on it. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is that's also just the source material again. Like all those suits and inventions and shit like that are from a book from the 60s. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of interesting what you can give credit to them and what you can't. Because I'm thinking of it more like how did they take something that had all these cool gadgets and ideas, and then how did they either elevate those ideas visually, or did they bring them down into something more boring and minimalist and flat?
actually like achievable?
Yeah, because like there is like a cool like all the Freemans are wearing basically the Green Goblin's like armored Kevlar suit from Spider-Man 1. For some reason, they're all wearing that.
Just Willem Dafoe core.
And I have to say I have to say the first 30 to 50 minutes goes by like that. Like because I was watching it, not in theater, so I could actually look at the time, and I was like, oh shit, like we're 50 minutes into this, and it feels like it hasn't even started yet. Like that's crazy.
What point is that at? Like what?
I mean, by the time they get to Arrakis, you're like literally halfway done with the movie.
Seriously? Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I went to see it at 10:30, so it didn't really even start till like 11, and we got out at like 1:40.
Yeah, you have no gauge of time.
Yeah, but
see it in the theater.
And so there were a few points where I was like, "Damn, this is a bit of a long boy." But I wasn't like, and I was just like getting tired because I naturally go to sleep at that time. But I didn't fall asleep at all. But I was like, okay, the movie does. I don't want to say it drags, but it is a long watch. But I was entertained the whole time. There was no like. I think they got close to getting to a point where it's like, all right, let's keep it going. But I think they did make sure to not have anything that felt like an actual drag, to where I was like, okay, this is kind of boring.
What a drag.
That's the other thing is it really did avoid like unnecessary lengthy sequences that were boring. Like it managed to not be bad in a way that made it good, but it wasn't great. Like it avoided a lot of problems with these types of films. They're not edited well. There's too much happening. They drag. It's just boring, too much talking. Like that's what fucks these films up. And DV is able to make these films in a way that's like they feel like one of those films that are like really long sequences, but they actually move at a pretty fast clip. Like
that's
Blade
good.
Runner, I rewatched it. Same shit. Like people think that movie's long, boring, whatever. It's like, no, that's like the same pace as Blade Runner 1, but refined into a more like just a little bit more of like a let's go. Like none of these scenes really last very long. And whether that helps him or hurts him, I don't know. But that is the pacing of his movies, especially when they're like these sci-fi ones. I also thought that Jason Momoa it was the performance that I think I've liked the most out of him in anything I've seen. It fits
easily.
for him.
Yeah.
It's like you're just a bro soldier who's just a regular guy. Big Brother vibes. Like that's his vibe.
Absolutely. Not
being Aquaman, not being fucking Dragal Ghul or whatever the fuck his name is.
Khal Drogo.
Khal Drogo. That was just a good performance from him. I also think Chalamet is a pretty good actor.
Is a pretty boy? I thought that's what you were going to say.
No. But I think, when it gets to the real dramatic moments, there is something a bit awkward and weird and juvenile about him. And that seems a little fake. Like when he gets really upset, when he has to act really upset or angry, it does feel a little bit,
like in the tent towards the end.
Yeah. It's like, it does feel a little bit weird, but I'm not ready to totally condemn it.
No. Do you yield? That part was crazy. I don't know. I could literally quickly list off the movies I've seen this year, like in theaters, Fast and Furious, Godzilla, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Suicide Squad.
I think that Godzilla in the theater.
Yeah. This was a million times better than all those. It was definitely the
yeah.
best movie I've seen in theaters this year. And that's not to say I've seen that much, but
I also saw 2049, Blade Runner 2049 in theaters, and I loved how that's felt to watch in theaters.
Yeah.
He makes great movies for theaters. I saw Arrival in theaters. The sound design, he's like a Nolan that's a little bit less clunky and awkward and Nolan leaves a
Less
lot of
full of
stupid
himself.
shit in his films. Yeah, a little bit less indulgent, a little bit more by the numbers.
Nolan
Are you
very
gonna go
much
see it in
has the
theaters?
vibe of just like, yeah, this is gonna blow everyone's fucking minds, dude.
Right. And it's like, dude, just get your shit organized.
Like,
A
if you
Nolan
just write
movie
a
to me,
cohesive movie.
yeah, a Nolan movie to me is like, you're going to hate it at even if it's the greatest Nolan movie ever, you might hate it at 3 separate points in the movie. That's how his movies are these days.
Like you're gonna.
It's
hit a
like, you
point where
might
you're like,
really
what-
hate it while you're watching it.
Yeah, because you're gonna hit a point where you're like, what the fuck is this movie now?
I also thought that Brolin had an interesting performance. Like, there were some moments where he's like, that is so important, or like he like yelling and shit, and then also just like his character quotes like poetry. Like, there's a sequence in the movie where his character's like quoting poetry every once in a while, and it's just funny having Thanos just like say a haiku, just like. The sand will brush your ass cheeks if your mouth doesn't close. Like, just weird shit like that.
it was really nice. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Tony. No, I was
Okay.
going to say another.
It was a breath of fresh air that this movie just had like a distinct tone different from every other action movie that I see.
Right. Yes. I was going to say that. Yes.
There was no comedy that like there was no moment that took me out of it. There was like 2 jokes in the whole movie. Literally one where like Oscar Isaac tells Josh Brolin to smile and he's like, I am smiling, and he's not smiling. And then Jason Momoa, he like pats Timothy Chalamet on the shoulder. He's like, he put on some muscle. He's like, really? He's like, no. Like I was like, those, and it was just like that's the perfect like
put
little
on some
tinge of
muscle.
like, let the audience chuckle for like a nanosecond and then get back to this like bleak dystopian sci-fi movie that I was very sucked into because I don't know, it just like I don't know, it just like I said, was a breath of fresh air because every fucking action movie feels like they're filmed at the same time in the same world.
It's just like, hey, we're making a comedy film.
Right. And there's a lot of CGI action in it. Get ready.
Get ready for the movie event of the summer. Funny, funny, haha with explosion.
Funny, haha, go boom. Yeah.
I also
Directed
think
by
it's
Ryan
interesting. It's interesting from a lore perspective how much sword fighting there is in this sci-fi movie because they have like giant ships that can shoot artillery, but like most of the fighting is just dudes with like like elven blades almost, like from Lord of the Rings.
When you think about it, it doesn't really make
right.
sense why they would like they could totally just carpet bomb the city, but they're like, we got to send in our fucking paratrooper sword fighters. And then like a few seconds later, you do see them carpet bomb the city. So it's like, okay, well, then I guess,
Well, they
they
weren't
like to
lying.
fight. Maybe they got to fulfill their, urges to fucking stab people and shit, which is badass. But yeah, there's a lot of cool sword fighting and stuff like that. Cool. But they have like force fields around their bodies and shit that like don't work sometimes, I guess, if you stab hard enough. That was pretty cool visually. The fucking sandworm element of the whole thing was cool. There's like built some good
Sandworm,
tension
you
with
say?
that. Yeah, big wormy sandworms. They like make waves in the fucking dunes, and you can see them coming and shit. And there's some suspenseful scenes with that.
Big Slytherins.
Oh man, been trying to get this burp out.
Disgusting.
Thank you. Yeah, well, it tasted good, but yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
disgusting concept. I'm just trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, none of the acting turned me off. There's no point in the movie where I felt sucked out of the, like knocked out of the movie. What is that?
Huh?
That noise. Oh,
Yeah.
flamethrower. I was like, I thought there was like rain or something. Yeah, there was no
no.
point at the movie where I felt taken out of it.
Actually not.
It was just,
Yeah, no, I didn't feel No, it was very consistent. Like that's what I'm saying is I was impressed by how not bad it was.
Yeah, yeah.
That's really most of what this is. I also thought Lady Jessica was well cast. Because I've read like the first 40, 50 pages of the book, and she's kind of like introduced obviously in the beginning, and she was exactly like what I imagined. And I think Chalamet works as Paul Atreides just because like it's actually the role that makes sense the most for him, I think, because he looks so bourgeois and like rich. He looks like such a pretty rich kid. This works more than any role, even the Ladybird role. It's like, why is there this like Manhattan like supermodel man in Sacramento? You know, it's like this makes more sense. Another shot I really dug though, like this is what DV does well. He does cool, like silent, minimalist sci-fi shit like this. And like the Sardaukar, like when they're just coming down, they're just like floating down. Remember that, Tony?
Oh, the soldiers that were like floating down.
Yeah, the white armor
line.
soldiers just like that was just floating down. That
Absolutely.
was really cool. Like from the structures through the structures.
No, I know what you're talking about. Very sick.
I also I also just think this would have like made more sense as like a Westworld budget like TV show. Like I feel like this would have made more sense as like a whole season of a show because the story goes on for a long time.
Well, it's crazy because the movie starts and it's like Dune, and then it's like part 1. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but I feel like this is like a HBO show that they're just releasing in theaters too, because it's out on HBO right now. And it's part 1, and it's just a show that's going to take like 2 years for each episode to come out, pretty much. And they're going to be like 3-hour episodes.
Hell yeah!
I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I don't know how long Dune goes or what, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
I didn't like that it was part 1. I wish it was just Dune. But it definitely doesn't end at the ending. I mean, it's the first half of the book, apparently. So
first half of the first book? Because there's like multiple books, right?
Yeah. First half of the first book.
Jeez.
So, I mean, they could make 16 fucking movies out of this shit. Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of sci-fi. I'm a fan of fantasy movies and stuff. So it scratched all those itches for me. I'll probably maybe not own it, but it might be something I rewatch here and there.
The part where they're like showing a battalion of the bad guys basically, and there's like a guy, and he's just like,
yeah.
I'm like, dude, this is so like, they're like,
the throat singing.
This is so weird, like
kooky, crazy,
like, dystopian future sci-fi, like to them, like epitomized. Just
it's like in the hyper distant future, and like all technology is like completely minimalist and like. Organic, but the spice is somehow a hallucinogenic and also the only material that allows for interstellar travel. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, a lot of stuff
anyways,
I like about it.
If you dig sci-fi movies, if you like any of DV's old movies, Blade Runner, Arrival, like it's fun. It is a movie that is engaging and entertaining enough to keep you through 2.5 hours. But probably no more than that.
It doesn't spoon feed you the plot points or like what's happening, like in Star Wars.
That also, which is something he does well in Blade Runner. Also, like it doesn't like it's the exposition is done pretty subtle and it sticks to the nature of the source material in that way. So
you actually have to use 1% plus of your brain power to understand
you just have to be
what's
paying
happening.
attention a little bit and make some assumptions on some shit.
Facts.
But yeah, I also saw this movie, Possession. This horror movie, Possession, which is crazy.
Really,
you're talking about Possession or Possessor? Because there was that one.
Possession.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because there was that like that was there was that one where it's like an assassin that,
Yeah.
It's like a technological horror
Brandon
type thing.
Cronenberg situation.
Yeah, but this is a different one. Okay.
This is from the 80s, right?
1981. Sam Neill from Jurassic Park is in it.
No shit.
The main character from Jurassic Park is
Event
in
Horizon.
it, folks. We can confirm. It's directed by Andrei Korzinski.
All right.
Interesting.
I'm sorry, I got to pee so bad.
Sam Neill's so dope.
Yeah. So it's It's kind of a crazy movie. It's about like a couple that husband and wife that have recently separated, and the wife starts having, violent outbursts, and then they both do, and then it's like this super fucked up. It's like from the 80s, and it's all in like, Eastern Europe, and it's like fucking like it's like visually it looks so recent, honestly. Like like that's film like restored 4K film restorations. Film looks so goddamn good.
Yeah.
Something from 50 years ago can look more real than something that's shot like Dune. Like it can it looks so modern. And the camera work is really crazy. The guy runs all over the place with the camera and it does all this crazy shit. The horror is fucking nuts, and it's also psychologically very stressful because like they're screaming at each other so much.
Where did you watch it, by the way?
Metrograph, this theater in New York.
Oh,
was
okay. You saw it
playing
in the theater. Okay, right on.
Yeah, and that shit was solid. That shit was
Hell
solid.
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that like Sunday last week.
I might have
Scariest
to,
movie you've ever seen?
Cop that on file.
No, but it's very it's brutal. It's like a good horror movie is like a good metal album,
Yeah.
And
Fair
it's
enough.
like that in that sense,
Absolutely.
So
I'm not a big horror guy, so I pick and choose what I watch.
right.
But it's
I
spooky,
do watch
scary,
some.
creepy, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
You're very careful of the spookiness that you allow yourself to be.
Wow, I just searched
exposed to.
Possession on Amazon Prime, and it gave me a movie from 2002 starring Gwyneth Paltrow and Aaron Eckhart.
No.
So this must be it.
That sounds like an immediate rip. Let's end this now, and you go.
Let's
watch
end this
that.
now and go watch the Gwyneth Paltrow Possession.
That sounds like an immediate grip.
That sounds like a great idea. Holy shit, the Blu-ray is $200.
For Possession?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That's probably going to change soon.
Probably.
Gonna be.
Because if there's a
me see.
4K restoration. Oh, wait, here it is. Fucking finally. I was like, no, wait, you can't stream it. Bitch ass. Bitch
Andre
ass.
Zulowski's Possession DVD, $27.
Oh, that's the DVD, though.
Blu-ray, $80. I don't know where you got the 400
Who
one.
even has a DVD
On Amazon?
player anymore?
I said 200.
I'm on Amazon.
Uh,
I'm on Amazon.
It's the uncut premium signature edition 2000. Oh, it's a numbered set. It's one of those. It's that situation. Anyway, unimportant. I'll just probably
I have two other pieces of media that I can recommend, by the way.
tell me about them.
By all means.
One of them is Succession.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have
show.
to say, every single person that I've talked to that has watched that show
has
stopped
to say
watching
it.
to it 405 episodes into it. And I did the same thing. It's very interesting. The first 5 or 6 episodes, there's some dramatic shit that happens in the first couple episodes, then it peters out and it lulls in the middle of the season. But the last 4 episodes of the season, the last 3 or 4, very, very exciting. Very, 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 very entertaining. Good
Season
stuff.
1 only?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then from the momentum of how good those episodes were, I binged straight into season 2. I'm like a couple episodes into season 2. And man, that show is good. That show is good, man. The
Probably should watch
characters are great. The fucking just writing is great. It's like it's got that entourage thing where it's like you're watching people get successful, but there's like obstacles in their way. But it's exciting because they could succeed. That things could happen. Like,
But it could also just go down the shitter
yeah.
because of Jeremy. Piven.
I love how you're using a Cane's napkin. That's classic.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I didn't want to go upstairs and get a paper towel. I just had these laying around.
Hell yeah. But yeah, I mean, very, very good TV. There's this wedding episode that happens, like they have a wedding in England on the last episode, and it's basically like in a castle, and all the shit that happens in that is it's so much like drama. It's so good.
So much neat stuff.
So much neat stuff.
Yeah, dude.
And then the
recommendation
last
for sure.
the last piece of media that I can very much recommend is Deathloop, as I mentioned last episode. But I'm now fully into it.
Is it still cooking?
It's still cooking, man. You know, now I'm in this mode where it's just like I'm trying to get as much loot and as much powers as I can. It's funny though, because to pair with mentioning Deathloop, I also have to mention this guy that I mentioned earlier, Tim Rogers. Shout out to George Bernard, our video game correspondent of Welcome Boke.
Absolutely.
100%.
He probably told me about it in the past, but he retweeted some shit. This guy who's going to release a Cyberpunk review. And I look into this, and this guy's reviews are all 3 hours long.
Yeah.
Or and more. One of them is 6 hours. Yeah, or more.
Holy shit.
And the one that's 6 hours is for a game that I've just never even heard of. And he's basically making, via Patreon subscribers, a 3 hour long video for all of his favorite games of all time. And it's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah, no, like that dude's whole vibe is nuts too, because it's definitely just like this dude lived in Japan big time, and it shows. Like he mentions it all the time, but he's also just got that like very straight face, like very proper and spoken, and it's just like his humor is funny.
He reminds me of G4 a lot. Like he reminds me of the G4 humor.
Yeah,
where
his
it's
humor
like
is
nerdy,
like
but it's also
dry.
It's nerdy, but it's also dry, and it's irreverent, and it's like a little bit
naughty.
It's a little bit idiosyncratic at times, yeah. And this guy's criteria for what are the best games of all time and why games are good is so spot on.
Yeah,
like
give us some
he's
examples.
really, really smart and really has great analysis of video games. And so I thought Deathloop was really. What's funny is he probably likes Deathloop.
Yeah,
I thought Deathloop was really fucking good when I played it. And then I watched his Last of Us review, and now I'm like, well, would it hold up to his criteria? I don't know.
Yeah, no,
because it's like there are some extraneous things in the game, but
because wasn't he also a dev for a long time?
I think to a degree, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was.
You know, I have like similar things with like music and Fantana, where like he points shit out. I'm like, oh damn, that's actually a valid point, but I never let it. Like he's given albums I love a 2, so it's like, you know.
Who are you talking about?
Me?
Yeah,
I said it's like a thing. It's like how I feel like sometimes with Fantano, to where he'll sometimes point out something that is super valid, but you know, I still love what I love. You know, he'll give albums I love it too. Like fucking.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no. But he's out of any critic, honestly, that I've ever come across with games. He's the one that's ever had like the most like well thought out kind of like objective criteria for games. And obviously it's his own subjective criteria, but he bases it off of like really, really smart observations about how games like how his whole point with The Last of Us is that the integers are all small. There's always only a couple people to a fight. You only have these, you know, it's like a single digit integers, all the systems. He's like, every system is one system. It's totally cohesive. And like when you think about like a game like Deathloop through that, it's pretty interesting. But I think through his criteria, through his kind of style of analysis, you can kind of see that like actually what does make Deathloop great is the way that the design and the level design and everything forces you to role play the circumstance, the premise of the game itself. Tony, you are so left frame.
Huh? Well, I know.
My fault.
I will fix this.
I was like, where are you going?
I'm over here.
But
yeah,
man,
it's a very tight knit kind of like it knows what it's going for, sort of thing.
Well, just how like everything you do serves back to the premise and the storytelling and the role playing of the idea of the game itself.
Right.
How game design and game story, like game concept, can mesh together.
Yeah, because the theme of the game isn't just like in the story. it's in every aspect. The theme of the game is in every aspect of the game.
Yeah, it's all cohesive. And yeah, I don't know, but I'm really liking it. I'm finding it really fun to try different ways of approaching a room, and that's another way that it's very fit for the genre. Like, you're incentivized not to die. I know I talked about this in the last episode, but you're incentivized not to die, but you're also incentivized to find new ways to approach rooms, because you can get to places 4, 5, 6 different ways and approach the room differently. And because of the loop, you're experiencing that day over again and getting to try it again and again. So instead of having a game where it's full of sequences that you do okay, maybe some are good, maybe some are bad, whatever, this one actually allows you to do a few sequences perfect or very, very good, and borrowing from the Tim Rogers kind of style of thought, where it's like, that's the point of a stealth game, is you sometimes, even if you win, you don't feel like you really did it right. You know, and this game allows you to do it right and keep doing it righter every time. And I don't know, man. It's just a cool game, and it runs really fucking well. It's like an AMD specific game, so it uses like AMD. It looks really good. Basically, it's built for my graphics card, so it's built for my chip. So it's pretty tasty, man, and I can recommend it for anyone. And the story's really good. The voice acting, like, all the like little logs and shit, it's not like just like boring, like, oh yeah, I was doing this over here at that. And it's like, there is some of that, but like it's all this really weird, like, colorful language and shit. But yeah, I can highly recommend Deathloop. Have you guys been playing any games?
I haven't really had time.
Call of Duty. No, go ahead, Max. Sorry.
No, I just haven't really had time to. I've wanted to get back into Apex.
Kind of above that now.
Yeah, I don't really play games anymore. No, but I've been shiny hunting like a motherfucker, because I just carry my DS with me now.
Oh, nice.
So I'm trying to get this pink Mareep right now. No, I've just been working a ton. So, but when I'm sitting like during a band, I can just fucking play DS. And yeah, I want to get like a bootleg of like Pokemon Heart Gold or Soul Silver, because like the authentic ones, all the DS games, like all the DS Pokemon games, are like $200 now. And like,
I have some.
Huh?
I like have some of those. I can
Yeah,
sell
hold
those
on.
for $200.
Hold on to them. Don't sell them.
Oh,
Hold on to them. Yeah.
So, don't sell what?
Pokemon games. Just don't do it. Because yeah, those are.
Oh yeah.
Because as the series gets worse.
I mean, I have.
No, but as the series gets worse, the value of the good ones are only going to go up. Yeah, you're
I have
nuts.
this right here.
Oh yeah, you're nuts.
holy shit!
Yeah,
That's
you're
like
crazy.
a brick of solid gold.
Is that worth a lot?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a real game. Let me take a look. It's probably, let me see. Pokemon Leaf Green. Play game online. I don't want that. Yeah, $200 on Amazon right now.
What about
buy used?
what about Game Boy Color ones?
$150. Yeah, no, all of them. Literally all of them.
Yeah, 'cause
before the 3DS.
I got Foyer Red for sure. Like,
Oh yeah, well that's Game Boy Advance, but yeah,
it was a color. It was
Yeah, this is Game Boy Advance.
no, it's Game
that
Boy
one's
Advance.
Game Boy Advance.
If it's
That one's
Fire
it.
Red, because Fire Red was the companion to that one, which is Game Boy Advance. But if it's
Or
regular
just red, then. So just
yeah,
red. Just regular. My
just
bad.
red, then yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got blue, yellow,
Oh, this don't got any better.
Sapphire.
I think I might have red and yellow. Yeah. Sapphire.
anyway.
I've got the Mike Tyson.
Oh, you got the fucking
SP.
the SP, brother. Yeah, you're nuts. You're
Look at
insane.
that.
Boris
What the hell?
with the hard B. You're crazy, dude.
People don't know your nickname was
You're
Boris.
crazy.
Bro, this
dude.
is a hard accessory. Look
No,
at that.
for sure. Like that's like next to a Motorola Razr.
Yeah.
That's you pop that in the back
nice.
pocket. You bust that out of the club, you're just gonna get flocked with bitches. Like that's just how it's gonna work. Oh yeah, there it is. The matching set, bro. The matching set.
Getting pussy in 2006.
Dude, I remember the age of the Razor. Oh my god.
Man, the razors were fun as shit, dude.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I might have like fucking gold and shit too. I forgot. It's like didn't they?
Yeah,
They always
dude.
released it like it's like a duo, like gold and silver, and then like diamond and pearl or something.
Pearl. Yeah, and then
Is
platinum
that it?
was after that. Crystal.
Video
was
games
the
are
gold
going to be
and
worth a lot,
silver.
and I got rid of so many of them.
Dude, that's
Crystal
why I'm-
in high school.
That's why I'm so obsessive about holding on to mine now, especially like the older media, because it's just like it's just going to get harder to find. But granted, emulation is always
Retro.
going to be good. But you know, collectors are fucking. They'll
They're
collect.
nuts.
They gonna collect.
Yeah, man. The two games I want to keep playing are Breath of the Wild and Death Stranding. Also,
Dude, I need
Breath of the Wild on
2.
this TV with like a pro controller just feels like the most fire Zelda game ever, man.
Yeah, dude, I need
so sick.
I need Breath of the Wild 2 pronto.
Plus, I got the strategy guide now, dude. I can accomplish anything, dude.
Yeah, you're
It
going.
shows you how to
nuts.
get everything, Master Sword, everything.
The fucking N64 update is coming out soon.
Oh
what?
yeah,
the
N64
N64
emulator?
yeah, the virtual console
that's sick.
on Switch. Dude, that wireless N64 controller is so tempting but so stupid.
Are they putting out one like a N64 Pro controller?
Yeah, literally it's just a wireless N64 first party controller. So you know it's going to be built like a fuck. It's going to be
should.
yeah, cuz we got Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, Star Fox 64, Mario Tennis, Mario 64, Dr. Mario 64, Yoshi's Story, Win Back, Covert Operations, and Sin and Punishment. I don't know what those last two are, but they
Oh man,
I'm
they
gonna
really
check them
do
out.
have an N64 controller coming out, huh?
yeah, dude. Straight Bluetooth. Because then you can just connect that to your PC and you can just emulate N64 on your PC. I don't even like need the Nintendo Switch part. I just want the fucking
Right.
controller to
Wow, they didn't update it or anything. They just give it the same joystick, everything.
it's the
Why would you want them to change it?
Why would you want them to change it so that my
Why would
thumb
you
doesn't
want them to change
grind
it?
down to the bone?
Well, I'm sure
using
they're
that
built with
plastic?
better I'm sure they're built with better materials. But dude, those old ones are built really well. Like
They are,
I mean, I'm still using the same
except
one.
when the analog stick just becomes this.
Yeah, when it just becomes
a
a fucking bullshit. You know, it has like no
man.
resistance anymore. Oh man, I like video games. They're neat.
You want to read a question?
Yeah. Give me
Well, no,
1
read the
second, Tony.
question.
Have you been playing any video games?
You know what I've been playing.
You've been playing Warzone. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
What is the state of Warzone these days, man?
Our Warzone
I mean,
correspondent.
It's nice
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm to the point where I can play like 2 to 4 times a week and just be on it with the fucking Car 98 immediately, you know? And just like, I'm just doming fools out the air. And there's just no video game that has
Just
given
doming
me
them.
just doming them just like as they're parachuting in. And that's a Rebirth is just people doing that constantly. So I'm just like, yeah, I mean, this is, you know, the sort of a dopamine rush you get when you dome a fool coming in fresh. I don't know.
I don't know.
Where
it's
else?
just
What other games gonna give me
exhilarating.
that?
Tony,
You
I'm
give it to
telling
me.
you, man, you're so good at first-person shooters. If you would just get on the M&K, man.
M&K?
Man. Mouse and keyboard.
Oh, I know, dude. I
You
will.
would be
I will.
lethal.
I think I
Lethal.
will come the new year. I'll by then.
I'm not bad on the mouse and keyboard. I got to be honest. I'm pretty filthy at all FPSs.
If I can get lethal on the mouse and keys with Halo, I mean, what else do I got to do in life?
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
It's all that's important.
Yeah.
It's all we need.
So. Trust
It's
me,
all we need. Yeah, because I'm playing Deathloop, and like even when I get fucked up, I'm like, headshot, juke, juke, cross behind the back,
Applesauce.
crisscross applesauce. Yo, real quick before we'll dive into a question here, but this Alec Baldwin shit is crazy. So we've been talking about movies this whole episode, dude. Listen to this shit. Listen to this shit from a Newsweek article here. The IATSE union said a live single round was accidentally fired on set by the principal actor, hitting both the principal actor being Alec Baldwin on the set of
AB.
Rust, I think it's called.
Yeah.
They were remaking the Call of Duty map Rust for a minute.
Short film about it.
A short documentary about Rust. Hitting both the director of photography. This isn't funny. Hitting both the director of
it's very sad,
photography,
actually.
Local 600 member Halliana Hutchins, and director Joel Souza. The email from the IATSE Union Secretary Treasurer Anthony Pollock said Local 44 has confirmed that the props, set decoration, special effects, and construction departments were staffed by New Mexico crew members. There were no Local 44 members on the call sheet because they are striking. So they scabbed production and someone died
Yeah, nah.
because they didn't give a shit and they cut corners. Someone should be going to jail for this
No,
shit.
seriously. Like this is kind of where this is the state of like producing media these days. Is like literally that's why everyone who's just always like, why does everyone feel like they have to be a content creator? It's because if you go work in a creative field, it's bullshit. Because no one fucking cares. It's just like it's one of those things where like just like every other industry, the prevailing attitude is like the people at the top get to call whatever the fucking shots they want and they collect all the money. Like that's what it is. And like
Speak on it.
the glamour of working in a creative industry is not payment. It is not accountability. It is not like people doing their jobs and getting paid for it. Like it's the same fucking principle. Like
And it's
bad
reflected
shit
in the
happens.
quality of content these days.
Yeah,
90%
bad
of it.
shit happens when people aren't paid properly. Because people that pay the people to make sure people don't get shot on set, don't understand what it's like to be that person. Because they just sign checks, do blow, and fucking live the Hollywood life. Where the rest of us are just like, I don't work in film, but I work in music production, which is the same basic principle of like, I work 14-hour days and I have to be grateful for it. Like, what the fuck?
The creatives are getting further and further away from the means of creating. And what we're realizing now, it's like funny because people, even Hollywood producers, will be like, it's so easy. You can make a film with your phone now. And it's like, yeah, actually, you're right.
That's why
should
people
that.
do it. Because
That's why
fuck
we need
you.
to. That's why we need to start just making the shit amongst ourselves. The talent, the creatives need to just start making shit amongst ourselves.
Yeah, crowdsource shit and just like, take the quality hit because it's just like, that's why I fucking record all my own fucking shit at this point, dude. And it's like, not because of like, oh, I don't trust, because like, granted at that level, it's not like I'm hiring like a fucking Hollywood producer to do shit, but it's like, take charge of what you're creating and take charge of like your desire to create in that way. Because if you, enter an environment where you want it to just be a job, which is perfectly valid. And I think that's the point that gets lost here is that you should be allowed to work in these industries just as a job. Like you shouldn't have to like turn all of this shit into like a fucking, overbearing, like group project where like one person's doing all the fucking work. Like it's not that. People just want to fucking be able to go to work. But it's like,
yeah, it should be something that like isn't so goddamn connection based.
Yeah.
It's based on actual skills and talents. And like, it shouldn't be based on this bullshit. But that's just
that's pretty much every working
how the
industry right
world
now.
works.
But the bottom line is just like when this is what happens. This is what fucking happens. And then everyone's just gonna be upset because they're just gonna like be like because then the news surrounding this kind of event is just very good at pointing fingers at just like, oh, this person wasn't there today. Or they didn't have this person on set. Or like pointing fingers at like whose fault it is. And it's just like, no, whose fault it is the fucking people that aren't paying the person whose job it was. Like it is not, it's like it, but
Is that
regardless,
what
pointing fingers doesn't really help, but I imagine.
Is that what happened? It's like someone, because a person wasn't there that was supposed to be, and it's because they're striking. Like
the IATSE strike.
Okay, so that is happening, and that's like all crew and stuff. So who are they filling in these spots with? Just
Probably no
random?
one.
crew members,
Just no one.
whoever.
Yeah,
Just anyone.
Whoever
Not
the fuck
union
they can.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever they can find.
Unqualified people that will take the dirt pay that they're offered to work in the industry, you know? And it's just like, you know, people fucking wonder, you know, you see it in live music too, where it's just like, yeah, I just can't seem to find anybody to want to go out on this tour. It's like, yeah, probably because people don't want to go catch COVID for like poverty wage. Just because they can go do what they're good at doing, because you conflate the idea, like the stars, the bands, whatever the fuck, the people that are like performing, like, and you know, at the level that Alec Baldwin's at, he's just doing his job, but it's just like the pleasure of performing isn't payment enough, especially when you're not fucking performing and you're running the show. Like it's, you know, it's anyway,
it's
sad,
a psychological. Dude. It's a psychological prison they put over the people in the industry to make them convinced that their overwork and exploitation is necessary, because this is
how great art is made.
Special career. Yeah. All right, we got a question from Blake, who I think we've read on this show before. Blake said, "What's up, fellas? Had a question involving the world of cinema, or flicks, if you will. Over the past 6 to 8 months, I have been on a pretty heavy David Lynch binge. Me and my girlfriend watched the entirety of Twin Peaks, and I have made it through most of his discography. I think it's filmography, but I also like discography because films do come on discs.
They do.
Oftentimes.
Yeah.
Yes.
My question is, have any of you guys had any movie phases or obsessions lately for a specific director? If so, then who? Also, side note, the 100th episode message that this reply is attached never made its way into an episode. I would appreciate it if you guys ran through that, because I have been a huge fan for a while and humbly believe I am a top 1% Welcome Boke fan. Peace out, boys." Blake from Michigan. We can get to the 100th episode message in a second, but what do you guys think? Have you ever had phases like that?
Kurosawa is always going, like always in the back of
New
my
or
mind.
old Kurosawa?
Well,
Because I remember
That's
from
not
our
really-
previous.
That's not really a thing.
It's
I don't
No?
know. People are
Okay.
like-
Because
people
you
are like,
confused me
he's
last
the new
episode.
Kurosawa. I think there's just two Kurosawas.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, the samurai Akira Kurosawa. I think that's just the one that's always just kind of going to be like
It's like,
active.
which Smith? Elliot Smith or Will Smith?
That and then David Cronenberg.
Cronenbergy.
Cronenberg. Yeah, because there was a week where I was just like, all right, Videodrome. All right, The Fly. All right, Scanners. All right, let's go. Like, Possessor. Baby Cronenberg.
Yeah, I recently had a little Takeshi Kitano I watched like 2 or 3 of his movies,
Nice.
and I want to watch more. So
Paul
that's
Thomas
with me
Anderson.
recently. Sure.
That'll happen. Not
feel like
frequently, but usually if I watch Boogie Nights, then I'll be like, I should watch Magnolia soon.
Who am I thinking of? I feel like I have one, but I'm letting you guys down.
Yeah, dude, hurry up.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
I was thinking it was Darren Aronofsky. but
Aronofsky?
I'm thinking maybe not.
Darren
because-
Marinara.
Aaron
Fucking
No, I guess
Dofsky.
so, because I saw I like watched The Fighter.
Darren Aronofsky.
Marinara.
The Fighter, Requiem for a
I'm
Dream.
tweeting that right now.
Darren.
Darren Marinara.
Oh, he did Black
Aronofsky.
Swan too.
Yeah, he did do that.
Mother. Noah. Didn't Noah.
Noah.
Pie.
Aronofsky. All right, I'm on the
Darren
lookout for
Marin-
that.
Can I get,
Darren Marinara.
can I get some toasted wraps and a side of Darren
That's making me hungry,
Aronofsky?
man.
Yeah, me too. No, I got some tea wraps in the fridge upstairs. I might need to bring into those.
Shit.
Darren Aronofsky. Oh, it's so stupid. Oh,
Blam.
wow, you already like to retweet. I watched that in real time. Oh, that was
Click,
funny.
click.
Okay, what was the question? Oh yeah, right.
Wait,
We
answer
also
that.
have- we already answered, but we got a follow-up one. Okay, so the original one, I didn't read this because I swear to God, I thought we already went over all these things
Oh,
during
yeah.
the 100th episode. I thought we already read it, but anyways, You're a thorough one, Blake. Hey, Bokers, Blake from Michigan here. Not sure if y'all get this before the 100th or not, but regardless, I wanted to write you guys in the spirit of the 100 episodes. I started following Connor on TikTok about 2 weeks into the first major lockdown and started... Wow. Well, that was right when I started. I started listening to the pod a few months after. This sort of answers Tony's question from 99 because after my first listen, I started over and have listened to the entire Woke and Boke saga in full.
Nuts.
I swear we read this one, but I guess this is another guy that's listened to the whole shit. You guys have become a regular part of my week and are a solid addition to the occasional shitty Monday. Not to gawk my own shaft or anything, but having listened to all episodes, I wanted to list off some of my favorite moments, bits from the pod lifespan. This guy needs to be our editor.
Absolutely.
The group's collective Jordan Peterson impression, the poopy butt sauce.
Of course.
Connor's dad anticipating reading Dune.
Yeah. Now we can see, dude.
We finally seen Dune. It's like the end of that era, dude.
I literally have seen Dune.
Dude.
I want to see Dune.
Dude, I was hyped to say that today. I was gonna be guys, I want to go see Dune last night. But then you fucking brought it up first, and I was like, fuck.
Finally see, dude.
Oh, that's hilarious. Every episode's whole lot of red Easter eggs and references. Are they Easter eggs when we're going?
Absolutely. Those were the skulls and Halo, dude.
I gotta sleep and remember.
Level Easter eggs.
Another just bullet point that just says Hugo Stalin.
That was a good one.
Classic. The unique cadence of speaking when someone mentions Greco-Roman time is another.
That's an old
Great Grecian Venetians.
Well, when you talk about the Byzantine law system of the Sumerian Fertile Crescent, you have to first understand that antiquity and antiquatus
Between.
in Platonian times,
Between
in
the
Aristotelian
Tigris.
democracy,
When
in
you're
Spartan democracy of antiquity.
nestled within the Tigris and the Euphrates.
The Tigris and the Euphrates of the Chinese
Intersect.
Fertile Valley River sector. Tony's dad's expansive knowledge on the writings of J.R.R. Tolkien. That's not a joke. That's just real.
That's just life.
facts.
Yeah.
That's just real. You gotta understand. I used to take what at the time felt like hour drive, but really 20-minute drive from Kirkwood to Chesterfield with his dad, and we would just talk about Tolkien and nerd shit.
He's endowed me with encyclopedic knowledge of not only Tolkien but Marvel and and, you know,
Tony's
even
dad
Star Wars
is
a
like
little bit.
classic nerd, like a boomer nerd. Like that's a different kind of nerd. That's like a D&D nerd.
I was a big D&D player back in the day.
Of course.
Back in the day.
Connor's Chris
Warhammer.
Angel Mind Freak cover. I am the Mind Freak.
That's an oldie too. These are throwbacks.
God
Yeah, this is a throw that ass back.
damn.
Maybe like this could be the guy we pay to go back and make like a
what I'm saying.
clip
show,
and find the
yeah.
highlights
The
so we can
greatest
clip
hits.
together.
Blake, if you're hearing this and you want to
Build
just
the
do
clip
that
show?
for us, we will talk about how much that costs and maybe we could make that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
we
that'd
want
be- that'd be
that
hype.
video. I would like to upload that one week as a little bonus for y'all, just like the fattest, greatest hits. So I would
yeah.
pay you to do that. We would pay you to do that,
Yeah.
Blake.
Yes.
So hit us up. And he said I could name a dozen more, but these were the ones that came to mind while writing this. Much love to you guys and look forward to the next 100 episodes. Dude, I'm serious, man. Hit us up. If you're not an editor, if you don't want to, that's
also
totally
chill.
fine. But
Yeah.
We'll be
But,
tight.
wow, another
Worth
just
the
chill episode of Welcome Boat, guys. I mean, I hope I wasn't too distracted during the whole thing. I got everything I needed to get done. So hopefully,
I don't know. I thought
got
it was
shit done too.
It was a ripper.
hopefully it was a chill time.
Hopefully it was chill. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. What are y'all up to? I'm not busy until the eve.
I'm pretty
So-
free. I mean, I was gonna go to the gym. I got a shower. You know,
I'm gonna go get a pump on. Go get a pump on. Go hit the yim.
Sounds really tight.
If I had
what,
to.
what are you doing?
I'm gonna eat a sandwich.
Hell yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I haven't eaten
probably.
yet today, actually, so I got to go do that.
I'm hoping to
I
miss
had
out.
oatmeal for breakfast. I had a
Beautiful.
cup of dry oatmeal with
Dry oatmeal?
No, it wasn't dry, but 1 cup dry of oatmeal.
Yeah.
Oh, got you.
A couple of oatmeal.
Hell yeah.
Got
Good
you.
stuff.
That's a
I'm
lot of
hoping
oatmeal.
to skip
I
out
eat
on
a
all the
half a cup.
Geralds.
No, I got to get that 1 cup. Got to get that fiber in there. My
Fiber.
stomach's too. My stomach's wild. I need to get better digestive health stat. I think I have a very sensitive stomach.
Get some
I think I might be
kombucha.
Oatmeal's good for that.
I think I might be lactose intolerant, actually, potentially.
That's potassium.
So
That's
am I, but I
potassium.
never let it get me. I never let it get me down.
Yeah, you don't. you don't. Tony doesn't let anything get him down. Like
No.
being in a
Least
near
of all, lactose
comatose
intolerant.
state where you can't even like talk to the people in front of you while you're eating an omelet.
Just kinda be
nothing
alive.
gets this man down. Yeah, Tony's like, as long as I can produce exhaust as a living, functioning, organic piece of matter,
I
I'm
have all I
fine, man.
need.
I'll be good.
Yeah, I'll be good.
Gotta be thankful for what I got. Yeah.
You gotta be thankful. Yeah, dude, we all
Can't
gotta
take
be
anything
thankful.
for granted.
You gotta be thankful. I got my arms, my fingers, my nose, eyes, ears. I can think. I can fuck. I can get fucked.
Very
Everything,
nice.
man.
Very clean.
Smart. You know what I mean? I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not mentally ill. You know.
A lot of
I got
good
good
things.
credit. You know.
Eh.
Hit me up, women. Hit me up, women.
Hit me up,
Ladies.
women.
Hit me up, women.
Excuse me,
Procreate with me.
women.
I'm
Hit me up.
looking to have sex with multiple women tonight.
I have sex with multiple women tonight.
The pause.
I'm looking to have sex with multiple women tonight. That's my favorite shit ever.
my
I'm looking to have sex with multiple women tonight. He's like looking around. Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just was like, I'm looking to have sex with multiple women tonight.
Multiple.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm about to take this balloon to the neck.
The fucking
Why?
bowling ball guy.
Just because of fuck the authority.
The authority, you know?
I hate just because I don't fuck with the authority. Oh, that's
The authority?
amazing. Just the authority. The authority.
The authority and shit.
It's like just the authority and shit.
Yeah.
It's all this helium in his fucking.
This is huge fucking dude.
Yeah.
Shout out that guy.
pounds.
All right, man. Listen, we got the wow. That tweet literally only has 1 like in 8 minutes. You're
What's
all
up?
pieces of shit. I'll tell you that.
Facts.
It translated it, and it was still just Darren Aronofsky.
We need more people joining the conversation.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all be easy. This was another episode of Woke Boke, another thick dick episode for you. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope I wasn't a distracted, stressed out ball of shit.
Large penis
Oh.
activity.
Hope you guys had a good one. Have a great week. If you're listening to this throughout the week, continue to have a great week. Have a great weekend. Live life. And don't suck.
Don't be. Don't
Do your best. I know it'll be hard, but don't suck.
Don't suck.
Don't
right.
suck. A bean.
Talk to y'all later. This is Welcome Boke Forever, motherfucker. The session never ends. Peace.
Absolutely.